I'm Heather. This is my husband, Bradey. We are traveling the world full-time with our 2 little girls, Alexa and Chloe. We are on a mission to explore the world together, showing our girls the beauty of the people, places, and cultures all around the globe, documenting our journey along the way. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. We have come to Chichen Itza today, which is a complex of Mayan ruins. This is one of the probably most well-known sites in Mexico because it is a wonder of the world.
It's a dream!
It's a dream.
It's a dream.
The girls are very excited.
Yes.
So we got here super early. We got here about 8 a.m. right as when they open, and we're about ready to see the first pyramid up ahead. Alexa, you have always wanted to see pyramids. Are you excited, buddy? Your first pyramids.
Actually, I've always wanted to see this great big sphinx.
Yeah, that too. We'll do that later.
Bye!
Now I see it was me who couldn't be who you see past my eyelids.
The weather is fantastic.
I know, it's really, really perfect. It's overcast this morning. We're hoping that we will be able to explore and then kind of leave before all the crowds get here and the sun comes out. So it's gonna be a good day.
You want to see a monkey, don't you?
I heard one.
You guys are more interested in finding monkeys.
Yeah. All right, let's keep moving.
We might not find monkeys, but we will find pyramids.
Yep.
So this is the main pyramid in Chichen Itza, but Chichen Itza is a large complex, so there's a lot of other smaller pyramids or houses or temples.
I want to go in. It's an alligator mouth. Alligator mouth.
Alligator, I think it's a snake.
Can it be my turn to lead now?
Sure, buddy, you can be the leader.
I told Alexa she could go first.
Okay. The spray nozzle broke, so you just have to kind of like pour it out. And it's kind of a cool angle here. You can see the moon up above. So we came here once before. Do you remember much of the history or what we learned?
No, I mean, I do remember something about like they set it up specifically so that the sun would hit at different places and times throughout the year, and
I remember that it's like the sun would come down and shine on one specific spot when it was time to start planting or something like that.
Yeah, it was. I remember it being very impressive, but I can't remember the facts. We'll have to look it up and maybe add in some details later.
That the king had a palace and the villagers had tiny straw houses made out of mud and rocks, I think.
Good
job.
Really good. So this building right here, all of those pillars have carvings of warriors on them. So you can kind of barely see if you look closely. There are like relief carvings, kind of like the petroglyphs that you were looking for, of different warriors on each of those pillars all around this building.
Cool.
Yeah. If you're coming to Chichen Itza, this is absolutely the way to do it. We drove our rental car in and got here about 15 minutes before they open at 7:45. Most people won't arrive for another 2 hours or so because most people are coming on tour buses from Cancun. And by the time they will arrive, it will be brutal hot here, like almost unbearable. So right now it's pretty nice out as long as we stay in the shade. And by the time they arrive, we should be leaving.
Over there's like a maze, and there's a way to get in.
Yeah. Even if it's not a maze, you know what it is?
What?
Amazing. Looks like some relief carvings. Do you see the jaguars? There's one right there and right there.
Hey, Chloe! There's cheetahs!
They're not cheetahs, they're jaguars.
Look at that one. It kind of looks like a dragon.
The afterglow of this daily war, I need so much more than just holy water. The wind is roaring my heavy song. It's been way too long since I almost caught her. Baby, let me lay here a while until the day moves over. Oh.
So if I remember correctly, this entire area went undiscovered for several hundred years and became very overgrown with trees and just the jungle overtaking it. But on the outskirts of the complex, you can kind of get a sense of what it would have been like to walk upon it and discover it, as it's still rather overgrown and there's still little pyramids and buildings and relief carvings popping up here and there. So it's just kind of a cool little jungle vibe that the girls are loving and still looking for those monkeys.
This is where villagers used to live. But look. It's like an X.
This looks like tic-tac-toe over there.
There's a sun. Right there. That's a sun.
This is really cool. We've been here 2 times before, but we've always been on tour groups, and while they can give you some great information, like it's
You
a
can't
lot
see
more
everything.
structured, so you can't just wander around and look at things. So with the girls, we thought we probably shouldn't try to do a tour. We can just walk around. We don't know how long we're gonna last out here, so, but this is really cool. Like, we've never walked back here before, and this is all really neat. Apparently this is a market.
Alexa, can you imagine this market just full of vendors selling food and clothes, and isn't that cool? I just think that'd be amazing. You can't, from this perspective, you can't really see it, but it's huge. It goes back quite a long ways.
You can climb up there, but
Yeah. There are other Mayan ruins that you actually can climb up and explore more thoroughly. Chichen Itza, I think, especially since it's the most popular one, they just don't let you climb up and explore just because of the hundreds of thousands of visitors that come. So I'm hoping we can convince the girls to go to a different ruin later on this week.
You don't have to convince me.
you're already convinced.
This
you're
is pretty
ready?
cool, isn't it?
This is awesome, huh?
Do you feel like Dora the Explorer?
Alexa's Explorer, Mommy's Explorer, Daddy's Explorer, and I'm Chloe Explorer.
All right, Chloe the Explorer, lead the way.
Can you imagine being one of the first people to discover this and like walking through the jungle on a trek and then just seeing these like ancient rock structures? Would that be so cool?
There's this structure, I forget what country, in South America somewhere, where you can actually trek out. It's like a 4-day walk to get out there. But then you have this massive complex, significantly larger than Chichen Itza, all to yourself. Like, there's no tourists, there's no guides, there's nothing. That's definitely on a bucket list for me. Chloe, how do you think they carved the rocks like that?
Well, I looked at rocks that couldn't fit in my rock collection. I've seen every rock, but I haven't seen one look like that.
Yeah, it's because they carved it. How do you think they carved a rock?
I think I know. Knife.
Knife.
They didn't have knives back then.
Maybe they did. What do you think? What's your...
Like,
We did read they didn't have metal tools.
yes.
Wow.
So maybe they just used like a really pointy rock to carve the rocks.
They seriously didn't have metal tools?
Yes.
That's what we read. I don't know if that was like
That's
the
crazy.
whole time the Maya were like a civilization, but that we did read that, right, Alexa?
They never had them.
Well, I'm glad to have you as a guide, Alexa. You're a pretty smart cookie.
We did watch a video about Chichen Itza before we came here. I never thought about how all these vendors like have to set up all of their stuff every day. Like, you pack it up every day, you set it out every day.
They're also
like-
not allowed in until tourists.
Yeah, they don't come in until we came in. Like, we were allowed in at 8 o'clock, they were allowed in at 8 o'clock. Like, and now they're setting up for the day. And then when it closes, they have to tear it all down.
It'll take them
again.
3 hours to get fully set up because no tourists can hear it.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I
it's a
just
lot of
didn't
work.
think about that when we've been here before. It's like they've just been in full swing, like going, and it's like you just think, oh, they probably just leave it here and put a tarp over it, but no, they pack everything up. It's crazy.
I am not a raincoat here to keep you warm. Then go back in the closet after the storm. I'm not a match simply waiting to burn. All I am is a friend, your friend till the end.
Man, that's cool.
Whoa, look at those iguanas. Can you see them? Come over here. So there's two. There's one right there and one up there.
Look, you see those pillars, girls? How they're buried underneath the rock? So,
Isn't that weird? Like, it looks like they had a structure built and then they buried it in. Doesn't it?
Or did they use the pillars as support?
I don't know.
What are pillars?
Those are pillars. I've always wondered, like when we've seen ruins around the world, like it's so hard for me to picture, like it looks like these were just like walls. Is that correct? Like were they really that skinny of like a hallway, or was this like the base of another foundation? Like
I don't know.
I've always am interested, like it's so hard for me to picture what it
What I
actually
think
looked
about
like.
is, hey Chloe, please stop playing with that. You see the round columns? Think about how long it would take to carve each one of those. With
Probably
no
like-
tools. Or no, like, modern day tools.
Probably like 2 years.
That's how long it would
One.
take me, that's for
To
sure.
do one.
And then
Yeah.
look at how many there are here. Hundreds of thousands of little columns that are stacked on top of each other.
Let's go this way. I think we found the hut.
Yeah, I think we can go inside.
We can go inside.
Wow.
I told you it was made out of mud.
That's so cool. Let's go look at it.
I'm a jaguar.
Chloe, do you see this mud house?
It's made of mud.
Yeah,
Can we go inside?
sure. Knock, knock. Anybody home? This is so cool.
Kind of looks like this was the chair. Can't you believe this is where people lived?
Isn't that crazy?
Maybe these were the seats.
Yeah, I bet this is where they would build the fireplace. Because you see there's a hole in the roof for the smoke to get out. You can kind of see it's just made out of sticks propped up, tied together with vines, and then coated with mud on the outside with a grass roof.
How can they handle the smell?
Do you think
Perfumes?
Chloe has a super sniffer?
They make
this,
perfumes?
I would assume this is a replication.
Yeah,
right?
'cause,
Like
I mean,
How
it
do
wouldn't
they-
have
no way this
lasted
would have
this
How
survived.
do
long.
they handle the smell?
The mud would have fallen off. I bet periodically they would have to repatch the walls with mud anyways, because it just wouldn't last
Yeah.
that long.
That's pretty
Dry
cool
that.
though.
It's just like mud mixed with grass, pressed over top of a stick structure, and dried out in the sun. We should make you a little house like that. So we've walked over to the Cenote area. This is the temple where the religious ceremonies were performed. Some of these things aren't exactly child appropriate, but the cenotes were used for religious purposes, as well as this temple. They did find human remains on the altar, as well as inside of all of the cenotes around here. So it is widely believed that they would sacrifice humans as well as children. So not exactly a cenote you want to go swimming in, I guess. You can barely catch a glimpse of the cenote down there. It is closed off for obvious reasons, but you can't see it very well. I heard a jaguar. Oh. I just love the trees with the roots growing over all of the rocks and the structures. What's that temple in Southeast Asia that I really want to go to? Angkor Wat? Is that what it's called? Reminds me of that. Sorry?
I have bug spray on, but
Doesn't work.
natural bug spray is really not very effective.
I keep telling you. So right here is the field that all of the players would play
Where's
on.
the little...
I think it's
I
outside.
see a hoop.
Yeah, let's go look at it.
Where's the circle hoop?
The circle hoop.
It's usually shaped like a circle. Oh, there it is. And there's another one.
I didn't realize you guys knew so much about this.
I'm telling you, homeschooling's going well, right? So right now we are inside of the arena where they play this famous Mayan game. The history is they don't really know how this game was played, but they know that these circle hoop things had something to do with it, and they used a little rubber ball
and that they wouldn't use like their hands and feet. They would just use like their body.
Shoulders and hips, I
but they
think,
don't
right?
know the rules. But these are found next to any really significant Mayan site. They'll find these exact playing fields.
Because we watched Elena, I know that they throw the ball into the hoop. They don't their hands or feet. Without the hands and feet, they're like this.
Yeah.
Good job, Chloe.
This.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we've done 2 guided tours before, and depending on what guide you get, they give you different rules of the game. But one common thing that I've heard is that specifically in Chichen Itza, when a player scores a point and wins the game, perhaps, they are given the honor of being sacrificed, which doesn't seem like a very good outcome for winning the game. It's hard to see, but that hoop up there is, I mean, it's got to be at least 20 feet off the ground. I can't imagine being able to score through that, even throwing it, let alone hip checking or shoulder checking the ball up there. It's just crazy high. So I imagine the point would not happen that often. So on top of these walls are all of the spectator seats. There's stairs to climb up there, and then there's like really fancy booth seats up there on either end.
So you can watch the game.
Yeah. Every tour group is very fascinated by the echo, so you hear lots of clapping and whistling and jumping, and they make you jump clap and spin clap. There is an echo here.
There's an echo. That's how they would, I assume, announce things.
Lions used to have paper books, but they were destroyed.
It is so incredibly rewarding to watch our girls be so interested in learning the history of the places and cultures around the world. It makes us feel as if we might be doing something right in this crazy life we have chosen to live. Some days we wonder if we are making a positive impact on them at all, or even worse, setting them up for a lifetime of struggles. But moments like these, watching them teach us about what they have learned, is priceless.
Wow, I think I know what that's supposed to be, a baby alligator.
Just overheard from a tour guide that, well, this was a game that they played. It was not considered to be a game. It was considered to be a religious ceremony, and people would compete for the honor of winning the game and being sacrificed. Is it not just surreal being here? I mean, even with the massive crowds, but I mean, that's just a crazy impressive structure.
Yeah.
How did they build that?
I have no idea. Aliens helped them. Popsicle break.
Mind melting.
I'm really super thankful we came here when it was overcast and in the morning.
It's hot already.
We've been able to see so much more than we normally have been able to.
Yeah,
And
coming at 8 a.m. is like
It's a
must.
big difference.
Especially in the summer. It's really hot.
So one thing we haven't talked to you guys about is the fact that these were all painted very colorful before. So this structure, it says it was painted green and red and ochre, which I don't know what that color is.
Green.
It's green, blue, and
It
black.
probably would have looked a lot like how you see Elena in that show, how it's decorated and things like that. It probably would have looked very similar to that.
I think it looks cooler like this, though. Kiddos, this is your second wonder of the world,
What was it first?
the Colosseum. Pretty cool, huh? I want to know who decides what are wonders. Yeah, the Colosseum. Yep. At least Alexa did, right?
No, I remember. I see them dancing around it.
Yeah, that's right. I want to know who decides what qualifies as wonders of the world. Chichen Itza is absolutely beautiful and deserves to be a wonder of the world, but there are other Mayan villages or settlements that seem, at least in video form that we've watched, to be more impressive than this. So it's just interesting to see what qualifies as making the list.
I think maybe one of our goals should be seeing all the wonders of the world. What do you think?
I vote Petra is next.
What's Petra?
Petra is in Jordan.
Oh my goodness, Alexa.
It's right next to Egypt, so we go to Egypt first. See, why the
Oh, yeah.
pyramids aren't a wonder, I don't think.
There are different
The list
sections
is the
of
Great
like,
Wall of China, Chichen Itza, Petra, Machu Picchu, Christ the Redeemer, which I have no idea why that deserves to be on the list.
I think it's a giant statue.
Yeah, it's
right?
just a giant statue. Colosseum, and Taj Mahal.
What else is undiscovered here? It's like, I've always been so interested in archaeology, like how cool would it be to be the people that get to dig up things and
I guarantee you there's other Mayan settlements that are yet to be discovered.
I would be sure of it.
Just as the ancient Mayans would, from in the grass. So we've made it to the South Zone, which we've never been to before, but we watched a YouTube video last night. It's supposed to be really cool. Sad thing is, I bet less than 5% of all visitors make it back here. But it's got some really impressive structures. Vultures!
Two
vultures!
Kind of. Can we look over there?
I know.
I'd really love to know what these structures were used for.
Guys, there's more cool stuff over there.
There's not even plaques back here
No.
to tell you what these are.
Wow.
This guy crawled up my leg.
He's still alive. I already knew that. Can we go?
He looks like he's gonna get you, Chloe. I would back up, buddy. See?
It's okay. You're fine.
I know it's a praying mantis.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Getting here so early does give you a greater appreciation for the vendors, seeing them set up for so many hours, and now that they are set up, they only have a couple hours left, literally about 4 or 5 hours before the place closes. And I mean, there's so many areas that they're set up that tourists never even get to. So I would only imagine there has to be many days that they go through that entire process of setup and tear down and never actually sell anything. So it does give me a greater appreciation for the work that they go through. Well, I think that's going to be about it here in Chichen Itza. Thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, help support us by clicking that little like button and that subscribe button. It's a free way for you guys to help support us. And if you want to see more videos in Mexico, we've got a bunch that we've already made, and we've got about another month and a half here in Mexico, I think. So feel free to stick around and see those videos as well.